Okay, so I said I would make a guillotine video. I got a kind of not a special way of doing it, but I don't do it the standard way, and I find the standard way is a little hard to do against someone who's been choked before and they can defend it pretty good. So I thought I'd make a video on how I do it and certain little tricks that I've been taught along the way. And so yeah, first I need an assistant. I don't really have one though, so if one could just jump in the frame, that'd be sweet. There we go. Sit down. But a lot of people say you can't do them in the gi, which is kind of silly. I guillotine people in the guillotine. It's hard, but I mean sometimes the friction's good when you get underneath the neck. It's hard to get it out. That said, we'll just get into no gi stuff. Okay, so far we've got fancy special effects. I got a girl in my video. I should get some views now. So for the guillotine, the most standard way people do it is they get the arm in here and they connect their hands and then just fall back like this, close their guard, and just pull up until they tap. Which is fine, it works, but if I try to do this with Abby in an actual match, she's gonna just go up on her toes, grab my hands, and when she puts her weight into me, I can't really choke her. Like, I'm a lot bigger than her and I still can't choke her. She's gonna put her shoulder into my throat, her hand around my neck, and right here, I mean, I can't do anything, which eventually I'm gonna have to let it go or I'm gonna burn my arms out. So the way Marcelo Garcia does it, and kind of like the fancy way people do it these days, is if you turn this way here, you can kind of see it better. When I get my arm under her neck here, I want to actually throw my shoulder, my elbow over her shoulder like this. And to do that, when I grab my hands under my neck, I kind of bow my wrist like this. I don't grab my fingers. This will happen sometimes when you're in like a scramble, but I want to grab here on my hands right in here, in that little groove. When I grab here, I want to throw my elbow over her shoulder. What that does is it creates this little blocker. Now when she tries to throw, the defense is like she can throw this over, and now when I go to choke her, it's tough. She can drive her weight into me. If I get my grip here and throw this over right here, she tries to throw her arm over, she can't. And what also happens is this is like a lever. I'm actually going to push off my elbow off her shoulder, and it actually makes a really deep, painful choke. So a couple tips before I actually do the choke part is, I mean, this isn't ballet. When I go for this choke, I'm not just sneaking my hand in there. As soon as I start sneaking my hand in there, she's gonna grab my wrist. She knows what I'm doing. She's not dumb. When I see my spot for a guillotine, I'm gonna punch my hand through. Now it's in there. She tries to get it out. It's too late. My wrist is there. I grab here, and I don't close my guard. I fall, and I kind of kick her to the side here, and I just throw this one leg over. Now she can't pass to the good side. I block her, and now my elbow comes over. I get on my side, and I get the choke by pushing off her shoulder and pulling back. One other tip is, come this tip here, when I snag my wrist in here, I punch my hand through, I get the grip. I'm pairing like my neck and my chest on the back of her neck. Now the other defense that everyone tries is she's going to try to rip her head out. If I'm doing the normal guillotine, if I get too high up, I mean, sure I can come up and smash me in the mouth. She can rip her head out. When I'm up here, try to rip her head out, I'm just gluing myself to my chest to her back. She's never going to rip her head out, no matter how big she is. I have too much strength in my arms and my chest and leverage for her neck muscles, even if she's like a 200-pound man. I'm just going to be here and hold. I'm going to pull back into my guard. I'm not going to close my guard. I'm going to follow my right hip, throw my leg over, and get the tap. So that's the way I do the guillotine. We can talk about a few different ways to find it. Of course, just another good way to fall on top of you. In the half guard, if she's sitting up into me a lot, she's going to be looking to get this underhook and come up and stuff like that. That's a good spot where I can, she comes up, like trying to take my back. She comes right here, I can re-scoop my arm and grab here, and then she bucks me over to get a sweep. And she's already falling to my good side. My leg to go over, and I get the choke. I have a terrible butterfly guard. Look here. I have an awful butterfly guard. But when I get here, I look for guillotines from here when she's kind of like we're doing in this game where we're rocking back and forth. I'm gonna just push her out like this, and by instinct she's gonna bulldoze into me to try to flatten me, and she goes right into a guillotine there. So that one works out a lot too. And basically the one defense I'll try and, if you want to try and choke, I'll choke you and you defend it, is, because I've done this Abby a lot, if she knows I've got my arm under her neck she's gonna come in, she's gonna stab me right away. Before I get this elbow moves over, she's not gonna let me fall instead, she's gonna flat me on my back. And before I get this elbow over, she's gonna dive her arm over my shoulder. Now my elbow's caught, she gets up on her tiptoes and drives her shoulder into my neck. And now it's like, you can't really, it looks like I'm still choking her, I can't. I'm pushing in, she's actually choking me when she gets up like this. Then she's gonna fight my hands, pull my hands off. And then right here, I now, especially if I have my legs open, she's just gonna pass. Through now, so yeah, that's the way I do it. I got tiny little wrists and I can sneak them in there. That's the way I've always done the guillotine. So.